So welcome back, John, to the Zoom room. The Art of Letting Go live session. So we're going to dive straight into our text reading for today, which is section 8 of chapter 30. Let me share my screen with you, and I'll just dive into it. So that one. So this one is called the Changeless Reality. So section 8, chapter 27, if you want to follow in your book. And it's reasonably short, 6 chapters, 6 paragraphs, I think. Oh, 6 paragraphs. So yeah, if you want to read paragraph 1 in the original and the alternative, it just gives me a chance. It's not much to translate there, but it gives me a chance to edit anything as you read the original.
Yeah. Appearances deceive but can be changed. Appearances deceive but can be changed. Reality is changeless. Reality is changeless. It does not deceive at all. And if you fail to see beyond appearances, you are deceived. It does not deceive at all. And if I fail to see beyond appearances, I am deceived. For everything you see will change, and yet you thought it real before, and now you think it real again. For everything I see will change, and yet I thought it real before, and now I think it real again. Reality is thus reduced to form and capable of change. Reality is thus reduced to form and capable of change. Reality is changeless. Reality is changeless. It is this that makes it real and keeps it separate from appearances. It is this that makes it real and keeps it separate from appearances. It must transcend all form to be itself. It cannot change.
And so separate keeps it apart from all appearances. It must transcend all form to be itself. Cannot change. So we'll just read it from the top.
Yeah. Appearances
So
deceive but can be changed. Reality is changeless. It does not deceive at all, and if I fail to see beyond appearances, I am deceived. For everything I perceive will change, and yet I thought it real before, and now I think it is real again. In this way, reality is reduced to form and is seemingly capable of change. Reality is changeless. It is this that makes it real and keeps it apart from all appearances. It must transcend all form to be itself. It cannot change.
we say true reality. True reality is changeless.
True reality is change. Yes.
So this that makes it real and keeps it apart from all appearances. So that's really what makes anything real. It's changeless. It means that it's permanent, it's eternal, and that's the distinguishing feature. When you compare that to the changeable illusion of the ego, that's the key difference. The one is permanent and unchanging, and the other one changes all the time. And then change and time are bound up together. Only Only the seeming changes create the illusion of time, don't they?
Yes.
Because we measure time by change. It's like, oh, well, this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. Okay, so now time is passing because all these events are occurring. And that's how we define time. As was it Churchill, one of the characters like that, said, history is just one bloody thing happening after another. Yeah, is that, by change. And then that defines history. Okay, well, that happened, and then that happened, and time elapses between these happenings. But actually, it's all happening in the dream world, isn't it? And it's all happening in the now. And then we just measure time according to the change that we observe. So change and time are integrally bound up. You can't have one without the other. Which is why eternity, undoes time. What is changeless and eternal undoes time, because without change, there's nothing to measure time, and time just doesn't exist. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, what's he saying in number one? Any
Well,
comments on that?
his emphasis, he is emphasizing that reality is permanent and appearances not only constantly change but cause deception. So if we get caught up in appearances, we will lose connection with our essence and get lost in the illusion.
Yeah, reality is changeless. I think that's the key point. We have to continuously remind ourselves of, in a world where change is happening all the time, and a lot of those changes don't seem to be happy ones, positive ones. Got a friend who's telling me about the real reasons behind the war in Israel, and what's going on. I'm like, I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. Send me a link. I'm like, I'm not even going there, because as soon as you go down that rabbit hole, you make it all real, don't you? It's false causation.
Yeah.
Which I don't think he understands. But yeah, I mean, remember, this is a thought system we're studying that is completely opposite to the world's thought system. So you're never going to get agreement from the ego. And the ego's world, it's like, well, I need to know what's happening in the world. I need to be informed. I was a trader once, so you need to know about the environment. And it's like, yeah, okay, but that's not really helping you spiritually, is it? Because then all the illusions of the world seem to be real. Okay, so happy with number one. Shall we move on to number two?
Yep, okay with that.
Okay, and read it in the original and the alternative.
The miracle is means to demonstrate that all appearances can change because they are appearances and cannot have the changelessness reality entails. Corrections are a means to demonstrate that all appearances can change because they are appearances and cannot have the changelessness reality entails.
And that needs to be a capital, really, I think. Capital R. Okay, number two.
Okay, number two. The miracle attests salvation from appearances by showing they can change. The correction, please go down a bit, Jono. The correction attests my awakening from appearances by showing they can change.
Let's say corrections, shall we? Attest or witness to? Yeah,
I quite like witness to, actually. I think
attest. Witness to. Corrections witness to my awakening from appearances, showing they can change. Yeah. Showing the appearances can change. Okay, your brother has a
your brother has a changelessness in him beyond appearances, in him beyond appearance and deception both. My companion has a changelessness.
so my companions
Have a changelessness in them beyond appearance and deception both.
Yeah, just, I don't know why he puts both.
I know at the end, yeah.
There, just put it here. And beyond both appearance.
Yes, have a common after them.
How about that is what makes it?
Yes, that's better. Yeah.
Hands have a change, and that is beyond both appearance and deception. No.
It is obscured by changing views of him that you perceive as his reality. It is obscured by changing views of it that I perceive as its reality.
Yeah. So I have you know, changing views, changing perceptions, and I think that's its reality. It's obscured by changing views of him that you perceive as his reality, right? So it's obscured by changing views of them. So not it. So I need to read the original as well. It's obscured by changing views of them that I perceive as their reality. So if you think about how we perceive people, yeah, we can have such changeable perceptions depending on how they behave, how they react, what they do or don't do, what they say. We have these changing views, and then we perceive that as the reality, which is just an illusion. Okay, so number 5, you want to read that?
A happy dream about him takes the form of the appearance of his perfect health, his perfect freedom from all forms of lack, and safety from disaster of all kinds. The happy dream about them takes the form of appearances of their perfect health and perfect freedom from all forms of lack, and safety from disasters of all kinds. The miracle is proof he is not bound by loss or suffering in any form, because it can so easily be changed. The corrections are proof they are not bound by loss or suffering in any form because they can so easily be changed. This demonstrates that it was never real and could not stem from his reality. This demonstrates that it was never real and could not stem from their reality. But that is changeless and has no effects that anything in heaven or on earth could ever have. But that is changeless and has no effects that anything in the state of pure formless awareness or on earth could ever have.
As we say in this world.
Could ever have.
Could ever alter. Could ever alter.
Yes, to alter. But appearances are shown to be unreal because they change. But appearances are shown to be unreal because they change.
Okay, so just read that on the top in the alternative.
Corrections are a means to demonstrate that all appearances can change because they are appearances and cannot have the changelessness reality entails. Corrections witnessed my awakening from appearances by showing they can change. My companions have a changelessness in them that is beyond both appearance and deception. This is obscured by changing views of them that I perceive as their reality. The happy dream about them takes the form of the appearance of their perfect health and perfect freedom from all forms of lack and safety from disaster of all kinds. The corrections are proof that they are not bound by loss of suffering in any form, because they can so easily be changed. This demonstrates that it was never real and could not stem from their reality. But that is changeless and has no effects that anything in the state of pure formless awareness or in this world could ever alter. But appearances are shown to be unreal because they change.
Just going to put it was never real. Sacrifice and suffering were never real. Could not stem from their reality. Okay. So what's he saying in this one?
By saying that miracles or corrections are demonstrations that the illusion can be changed. But is reminding us that appearances are changeable, and whatever we think is an illusion or an error can be corrected via the miracle and reframed. And reframed in a way that shows that nobody lost anything and that everybody gains.
Yeah, so sacrifice and loss are not true, and all everything else, suffering and loss, this can be changed so easily that it can't be real. Appearances are shown to be unreal because they change. It's a key point, isn't it? The reason why they're unreal is because they change. We've got so used to change in this world that we've forgotten this basic, distinction between the real and the unreal. We think that what is changeable is real. And that's, the basis of our entire world and our reality. We're so used to, the changeable in this world that we've forgotten the changeless reality beyond it. And he's trying to help us correct that delusion. Okay, happy with number 2?
Yeah.
Number 3 in the original and the alternative, line by line.
What is temptation but a wish to make illusions real? What is temptation but a wish to make illusions real? It does not seem to be the wish that no reality be so. It does not seem to be the wish that no reality be so.
What does he mean by that? Not seem, but a wish to make illusions real. Okay, so that's temptation. We want to make illusions real. Does not seem to be the wish. Talking about that wish. Be the wish that no reality be so. Does not seem to be the wish that no reality be so. What is a temptation but a wish to make illusions real? Does not seem to be. Okay, so the temptation he's talking about. Temptation does not seem to be the wish. Surely that should be, sorry, wrong one. Does not seem to be the wish. I think that should take out the no, and then that makes sense, don't you think? Does not seem to be the wish that reality be so. That makes much more sense than no.
Yes, it does, yeah.
The not be so doesn't know that no reality be so. Doesn't really make sense. It does not seem to be the wish that reality be so. What is temptation but a wish to make illusions real, right? So it doesn't, I don't know, that doesn't really make sense to me.
No, it doesn't.
Does not seem to be the wish that no reality be so. What does he mean, no reality be so? But you take out the no, it does not seem to be the wish that reality be so. Makes sense. So we keep it as that then.
Yeah.
So this temptation is just a wish that reality is so. But he's saying it doesn't seem that it's just that wish that reality be so, but it actually is. Yet it is an assertion. And we carry on that some forms of idols have a powerful number 3.
Yet it is an assertion that some forms of idols have a powerful appeal that makes them harder to resist than those you would not want to have reality. Yet it is an assertion that some forms of idols have a powerful appeal that makes them harder to resist than those I would not want to have reality.
An idol is valuing a form. It's an assertion that some forms of valuing some forms of what? Some forms of what I value have a powerful appeal that makes them harder to resist. When I value in this world have a powerful appeal that makes them harder to resist and those I would not want. Those I do not want, maybe. In order to resist. And those I do not want to have reality. So really, I'm saying that these, these things I still value still have an appeal to me, which I'm choosing to maintain. Okay, so then number 4, temptation then. John, you're muted.
Sorry. Temptation then is nothing more than this: a prayer the miracle touch not some dreams, but keep their unreality obscure and give to them reality instead. Therefore, temptation is nothing more than this: a prayer the correction touch not some dreams, only keep their unreality obscure and give to them reality instead.
Yeah, so prayer. So let's just phrase that differently. Prayer. A prayer that some dreams remain uncorrected, but keep their unreality obscure. Nothing more than this. Some dreams remain keep their unreality obscure and give to their reality instead. Give them reality instead. Instead, desire rather than prayer. Nothing more than this. A desire, and some dreams remain uncorrected. Desire and prayer really are really the same in this context, aren't they? Your desire, what you desire, is your prayer, the prayer of your mind. Desire that some dreams remain uncorrected, but keep their unreality obscure, and give them a reality instead. So the dreams, we want to maintain some dreams, some illusions. Number 5.
And heaven gives no answer to the prayer, nor can a miracle be given you to heal appearances you do not like. And the state of pure formless awareness gives no answer to the prayer, nor can a correction be given me to heal appearances I do not like.
Nor can a correction be given me, nor can a correction be made. Really? Nor can a correction be made to heal appearances I do not like. Keep prayer there because he's referred to. There's no answer to the prayer, nor can a correction be made to heal appearances. Okay. Number 6, I've established limits. You have established limits.
You have established limits. I have established limits. What I ask, what you ask, what I ask for is given me. Not only is given to me. Not only, but not a pure form of awareness, perfect love who knows no limits.
And I ask for is given to me, but not of perfect love, which knows no limits.
I don't understand what that means, John.
Yeah.
I mean, in number 5, is saying that, prayer leads to no answer when we're talking about illusions, when we're desiring illusions. And then in number 7 is saying, what I ask for is given to me, but not of perfect love.
Okay. What I ask for is given to me, but not of perfect love, which knows no limits. It doesn't come from perfect love. Heaven gives no answer to the prayer. An open miracle will be given you to heal appearances you do not like. You've established limits. What you ask is given you, but not of God who knows no limits. You're limited yourself. It's saying it's, it's our ego that's doing it. I've established limits. I have established my limits, What I ask for is given to me.
So is he saying here that we can be given what we ask for by the ego?
Yeah, the prayer, the prayer that some dreams remain uncorrected. That's your intention, your desire, or prayer. Some dreams remain uncorrected, and we give them reality instead. And then the state of pure formless awareness gives no answer to the prayer because it's for an illusion. Nor can a correction be made to heal the appearances I do not like. I have established my own limits. What I ask for is given to me, but not from perfect love, which knows no limits. I have limits in myself. Yeah, so does the last couple of sentences make sense?
I think so. Well, I think what he's saying is that we may be lucky sometimes and get what we want through our ego, but that isn't actually going with the flow.
Yeah. So we have the tendency to make exceptions. We still, want things of this world. People say, well, I like the course, there's some nice ideas, but it's too full on for me. Okay, in other words, you want to keep some of your illusions. That's what they mean when they say that. The prayer that some dreams remain uncorrected. Yeah, because it's too full on for me. I don't want to correct all of my delusions. But keep their unreality obscure and give them reality instead.
Okay. Yeah.
And the state of pure formless awareness gives no answer to the prayer because they're not calling upon it. They're calling upon the ego, an illusion to help them. And I establish my own limits. That's a key point. Whatever I believe for myself, then I've established those limits. So this doesn't come from perfect love. which knows no limits. Okay, do you want to read that from the top?
What is temptation but a wish to make illusions real? It does not seem to be the wish that reality be so. Yet it is an assertion that some forms of what I value in this world have a powerful appeal that makes them harder to resist than those I do not want to have reality. Therefore, temptation is nothing more than this: a prayer that some dreams remain uncorrected, but keep their unreality obscure and give them reality instead. And the state of pure formless awareness gives no answer to the prayer, nor can a correction be made to heal the appearances I do not like. I have established my limits. What I ask for is given to me, but not from perfect love, which knows no limits. I have limited myself.
Yeah. And what's he saying in that one? Summary?
Well, I think he's saying that perfect love will answer our real requests that are in alignment with spirit, but will never answer to our unaligned requests or requests that are attached to desires or grievances, because that would be asking the wrong thing.
Well, to form, isn't it? I mean, how can pure formless awareness respond to a request for form? It can't. You're actually denying pure formless awareness in your request for some form. Which, if you state it like that, makes complete sense, doesn't it? Pure formless awareness is exactly that. There is no form in your awareness. So if you are seeking some form, then you are denying the state of pure formless awareness in that seeking. And you're denying that reality and instead choosing form over formlessness.
But John, where, if you go back to those early days of Findhorn, Eileen Caddy was requesting very specific forms, and they were met. I guess that was because it was in alignment.
Yeah, so the spirit can help you, provide for your needs here. Yeshua says that if you surrender to it and you go with the flow, then it can guide you and it can help you. But her requests were not for the forms themselves. It wasn't well, I want to value the form itself. I want money because I want to buy lots of nice stuff, or I want to, I don't know what she was requesting, probably for some financial resources or some buildings or whatever. What she wanted to do was to build a community, spiritual community that would help people to get closer to God and ultimately find who they were. So her purpose was not an egoic one. Her purpose was inspired. So her prayer was not an idolatrous prayer. Her prayer was, I want to do the will of God. I really want to build a community. So, show me the way. Help me. It's going to need some resources and so on. So the emphasis is not on the form, but on the purpose. I think that's critical. I'm very much doing the same. At the moment, I'm in a process of doing a whole lot of business ventures to raise money, because at the moment like I'm hamstrung. I don't have money. I can't pay for marketing. This community isn't growing. It's like, okay, the purpose behind it all is to bring this teaching to the world and help a lot of people to benefit from it. So it's not a prayer for form per se. It's a prayer for assistance to do the will of God, and that's different.
Yeah,
He's talking here about idolatrous requests. So like, well, I prefer to keep some dreams, and I'm valuing the form over the essence, over pure formless awareness. And that's what he's talking about here.
Yeah,
And then
that
we
makes
limit
sense.
ourselves. If we value form, we limit ourselves to those specific forms, and of course we can be hurt by those because those forms don't show up as expected, or we have them and then they disappear. Then we suffer according to the level of attachment we had to them. Whereas asking for guidance, and you're not attached to form, well, you don't have that. It's like, well, I don't know. The prayer to the Holy Spirit is, well, show me. I don't know how that looks. I don't know what it will look like in form necessarily, but this is my intention. Like Eileen Caddy, my intention is to build a spiritual community. Okay, so show me the way. Bring whatever people and resources and so on that I need to do this, and then it probably happened quite miraculously, synchronistically, without an emphasis on the form. That's the difference between inspired so-called manifestation, miraculous manifestation, and the ego's so-called conscious manifestation. You go, right, I want that. And you fix your mind on it. Allah, the secret. I want that. Okay, you want the new car, or you want a special relationship, or you want a better job, or you want more money, etc. That's idolatrous because you are valuing form over formlessness, and you're thinking that when you get that form, that's going to make you happier. And of course, then you valued the illusion, and you prevented the correction of the Holy Spirit coming in and showing you that none of those forms are really valuable, and none of them will really free you. Okay, is that clear?
Yeah.
Number 3, move on to 4.
Reality is changed.
Reality is changeless.
Miracles but show what you have interposed between reality and your awareness is unreal and does not interfere at all. Corrections only show what I have interposed between reality and my awareness is unreal and does not interfere at all. The cost of the belief there must be some appearances beyond the hope of change is that the miracle cannot come forth from you consistently. The cost of the belief there must be some appearances beyond the hope of change is that the correction cannot come forth from me consistently.
So maybe that's a better way of saying it. Correction can come forth, that I cannot make corrections consistently. Okay.
For you have asked it be withheld from power to heal all dreams. For I have asked it be withheld from power to heal all dreams.
Yeah, well, there must be somebody on the hope of change that I cannot make correction consistently. So the it is some appearances beyond the hope of change. The miracle cannot come forth from you consistently. You've asked it, being the miracle or the correction. Okay, for I've asked. Let's just clarify that. What he also does a lot is he says it, and then you don't know what he means by it.
That's right. Yeah.
So that doesn't make it easier either, because you're not sure what he's referring to. And sometimes that it refers to something 3 sentences back. For I've asked that correction be withheld from power. Correction be withheld from power to heal all dreams. Yeah. So I've asked that correction be withheld from the power to heal all dreams. Constantly the some appearance. Ask that correction of these appearances not possible. Ask that the correction of these appearances be not possible. For the power to heal. Power that heals all dreams. Now, trying to read that from top, number 4.
Reality is changeless. Corrections
No,
only.
just number 4. Where I've asked that.
Oh, yeah, okay. For I have asked that correction of these appearances be not possible for the power that heals all dreams.
Yeah, I'm saying that this power that heals all dreams can't correct these appearances. Be not or is not possible. I've asked the correction of these appearances about not be possible. Be not possible, not be possible. For the power that heals all dreams. So I'm really saying I'm limiting this power to heal all dreams by maintaining that these appearances are beyond healing. Okay, number 5, there is no correction.
There is no miracle you cannot have when you desire healing. There is no correction I cannot have when I desire healing. But there is no miracle that can be given you unless you want it. But there is no correction that can be given me unless I want it. Choose what you would heal. And he who gives all miracles has not been given freedom to bestow his gifts upon God's Son. Choose what I would heal, and the remembrance of perfect love, which gave all corrections, has not been given freedom to bestow its gifts upon the extension of pure formless awareness of perfect love.
I choose what I would heal. And remembrance of perfect love, which gives all corrections. Choose what I would heal. Remembrance of perfect love. It gives all corrections. about that makes all corrections possible. All corrections possible. Has not been given freedom to bestow its gifts upon extension. Perfect love. I choose what I want to heal. Moments of perfect love makes all corrections possible, and make it active. And I have not given the moments of perfect love makes all corrections possible. The freedom to bestow its gifts, give its gifts to the extension of perfect love. Let's read that from number 7.
I
Top of number
choose
7.
I choose what I want to heal, and I have not given the remembrance of perfect love that makes all corrections possible freedom to give its gifts to the extension of perfect love. So I'm saying here that if I decide what I want to heal specifically, then I'm not giving spirit enough scope to heal what is required.
So yeah, not to make exceptions. So again, he's saying don't value some things and keep them away from healing, because that keeps the ego in business, which is is why this is a difficult path, because there's no exceptions. You can't keep any of your illusions. So most people, they sort of somewhat spiritually inclined will say, yeah, I like these ideas and they're nice, but I don't want to give it all up yet. I don't want to give up all my illusions and my human identity in the world. That's too radical for me. And they'll say things like the course is too full on. So you want to live in a half on way then, which means you compromise effectively. You compromise. It's not full on. Okay, and so number 8, when he is tempted, he denies reality.
And when I am tempted, I deny reality. And he becomes the willing slave of what he chose instead. And I become the willing slave of what I chose instead.
And when he is tempted, he denies reality. So when I am tempted, I deny capital reality, and I become the willing slave. When I'm tempted, I think that means a bit of, when I'm tempted to make exceptions,
Yeah, that helps actually.
or to when I'm tempted to exclude certain appearances, shall we say, certain appearances. Let's find the best phraseology here. I'm tempted not to allow certain appearances to be healed. I'm tempted. Let's get to the very, very crux of the matter. When I'm tempted not to let go of my attachment to certain appearances, that's what he really means. I deny reality. And then I become the willing slave of what I chose instead. Okay, so read that from the top.
Reality is changeless. Corrections only show what I have interposed between reality and my awareness of it is unreal and does not interfere at all. The cost of the belief there must be some appearances beyond the hope of change is that I cannot make corrections consistently. For I have asked that correction of these appearances not be possible for the power that all. There is no correction I cannot have when I desire healing, but there is no correction that I can make unless I want it. I choose what I want to heal, and I have not given the remembrance of perfect love that makes all corrections possible, freedom to give its gifts to the extension of perfect love. When I am tempted not to let go of my attachment to certain appearances, I deny reality, and then I become the willing slave of what I chose instead.
Well, so anything that we value in form is enslaving us into this world, and we don't realize that. The ego doesn't want us to understand that. So it'll say, "Oh, it's okay. You know, it's all right. Doesn't really, it's not a big deal. Doesn't really matter." But if you're attached to it, it does matter, because that's another belief that binds your mind to this world and will cause you to come back to this world. It's those beliefs, false beliefs that we're attached to, the fetters, as the Buddhists call them, that draw us back. They bind us to this world, and they cause the mind to come back and have another incarnation. Okay, so what's he saying in this one?
So saying that reality is changeless, the spirit is changeless, it's always in existence. We can have what we want when we are in alignment with that. We can ask for illusions or things of form, but we won't be heard if we're just purely asking for them as things. And is inviting us to go with corrections, but not make them to look to correct our mindsets, our way of thinking, our way of reacting.
Yeah, not to make it. I mean, the key point is don't make exceptions. Don't value some things, some forms, and say, I don't want to let that go, because you then become the willing slave of what you chose, which binds you into this world. And one illusion, one illusion valued in form denies pure formless awareness, doesn't it? Then pure formless awareness is no longer, and you value that form instead. That's why this has to be an all or nothing deal, because pure formless awareness is exactly that. It's just pure formless awareness. There's nothing else. There's no awareness of form whatsoever in that state. So every form that you value must be undone. The value that you give to it must be undone in your mind in order to enter that state of pure formless awareness. Which is why you can't make exceptions, because one exception splits your mind and seemingly creates another reality other than pure formless awareness. reality of form and duality and perception and so on. So that's why this course is very, hard line. It's saying no exceptions, because if you make one exception, you deny pure formless awareness. You aren't in that state, and the ego is in business. And one exception will do that. Okay, is that clear?
Yeah.
All right. So because reality
is changeless, is a correction already there to heal all things that change, and offer them to me to see in happy form, devoid of fear. Because reality is changeless, corrections are already there to heal all things that change.
about changeable. And offer them to me in a happy form, devoid of fear. For them to me to perceive in a happy form, it is devoid of fear. So you can live in a flow state, you can enjoy the moment, and the appearances come and go, you're engaging in life, the world, but you're not attached to it. None of it has the power to hurt you. And you understand that these experiences that you have are very temporary, that they come and they go, they rise and they pass away, and you don't cling to anything. Everything comes and then it passes away, and that's okay. If you in your right mind, in true awareness, that's not a problem. There's no fear, because you understand that, the nature of this world is that things do arise and they pass away, and that's just how it works. So why are you going to resist that, get angry about it, stress about it, when that's just how it works? And so once you understand this and you accept it, you can be in the world quite happily, have a happy dream in the world, but not be of the world, which is what he's trying to train us to do. So I can perceive in a happy form these illusions, but without attachment, they have no power to harm me, to cause fear. And when they disappear, as they will, it's no problem, because you were never attached to them. Okay, number 2.
It will be given me, hang on, it will be given you to look upon your brother thus. It will be given me to look upon my companion thus.
So it will be given me, so I should maybe, and that's just simpler language, I should look upon my companions in this way. Yeah, okay, number 3.
But not while you would have it otherwise in some respects. But this will not happen while I would have it otherwise in some respects. For this but means you would not have him healed and whole. For this only means I would not have it healed and whole. Christ in him is perfect. My true self is perfect. My true self in it is perfect.
Yeah, them, I think we're talking, but this only means I do not want them to be healed and whole. My true self in them, yeah? Christ in him is perfect. My true self in them is perfect. Is it this that I would look upon? Is it this that I would perceive, that I want to perceive? Question. Okay, and then number 7 answers a question.
Then let there be no dreams about it that I would prefer to seeing this.
No dreams about them. Also him. So it's useful to read the original because AI doesn't always do the translation correctly. Then let there be no dreams about them that I prefer to this maybe. That's what I want to perceive, and let there be no dreams about them that I prefer to this. The 8. Number 8, John, can you read?
Yeah.
Original?
And you will see the Christ in him because you let him come to you. And I will perceive my true self in them because I let it come to me.
Is that because you let him come to you, right? So that's to Christ. So let it come to me. Yeah, so I mean, this is really one of the key teachings of the whole course, saying as you perceive others, so you perceive yourself. You perceive the Christ in them, this true self of love and light and peace, then you perceive it in yourself. And if you perceive them as victims or as attacking you, anything other than the Christ, then that is what you invite into your own reality, and that becomes your own self-concept. As you see them, so you see yourself, which is why changing your perception of your brothers is such a powerful tool for awakening. So when you change your perception of them, you have to have changed your perception of yourself in order to make that change.
So it's saying here that
Just if you read it from the top.
because reality is changeless, corrections are already there to heal all changeable things and offer them to me to perceive in a happy form that is devoid of fear. I should look upon my companions in this way. But this will not happen while I want to have it otherwise in some respects. But this only means I do not want them to be healed and whole. My true self in them is perfect. Is it this that I want to perceive? Then I let there be no dreams about them that I prefer to this. And I will perceive my true self in them because I let it come to me. And when it has appeared to me, I will be certain I am like it, for it is the changeless in my companion and me.
Okay, so what's he saying?
I think it's encouraging us to be open and be very willing to see the innocence and perfection of our companions so as we can be healed ourselves
Hmm.
and realize it within ourselves.
Hmm. And that's one of, as I said, one of the major themes of the course. That's why he always, in pretty much every section and lesson, he brings in your brothers, companions, and says, you must perceive them in this way to help you reconnect with your source, God. And so there's a huge emphasis on your perception of and your relationship with your companions as part of your awakening, because it's essential that you perceive them correctly, otherwise you'll be perceiving yourself incorrectly. Okay, so happy with number 5, last paragraph, number 6.
This will you look upon when you decide there is not one appearance you would hold in place of what your brother really is. This I will perceive when I decide there is not one appearance I would hold in place of what my companion really is.
I would value. There's no appearance I want to value in place of what my, instead of, maybe. What my companions really are. Right? I let no temptation.
I let no temptation to in the original it says, let no temptation to prefer a dream allow uncertainty to enter here. I let no temptation to prefer a dream allow uncertainty to enter here.
Now, let no temptation prefer a dream, allow uncertainty to enter here in my mind. Into here, maybe uncertainty. About this, that's what he means, into here. To allow uncertainty about this to arise. And number 3.
Be not made guilty and afraid when you are tempted by a dream of what he is. I am not made guilty and afraid when I am tempted by a dream of what he is.
They are.
So it's saying here that we are not guilty if we misperceive our companion. We are just making a
Because
mistake.
nothing's ever really happened. We just made an error.
Yeah.
That thing goes on. But do not give it power to replace the changelessness.
But do not give it power to replace the changelessness in them in my sight of it.
I will not. So remember, we need to personalize, but I will not give it power. And I'm tempted by it is the temptation, but I will not give this. I think that it helps a lot if you clarify, doesn't it? In an extended use with it. I will not give this temptation the power to replace the changelessness in them in my perception. There's no false appearance.
There is no false appearance, but will fade if you request a miracle instead. Every false appearance will fade away if I request a correction instead. Nice. There is no pain from which it is not free. If I would have it be only what it is.
It is not free. There is no pain from which he is not free. If you'd have him be but what he is. Okay, so again, there's no frame from which he is not free. They are free from every pain. Put that up front, shall we? So if I want them to be only what they truly are, and they are free from every pain. I want them to be only what they truly are, then they are free from every pain. Let's keep it as are rather than must be. Then they are free from every pain. From all pain, you would say. Then they are free from all pain. Okay, number 7.
Why should you fear to see the Christ in him? Why should I fear to see my true self in him?
Them.
In them, oh yeah. You but behold yourself in what you see. I only behold myself in what I see. As he is healed, are you made free of guilt? For his appearance is your own to you. As they are healed, I am made free of guilt. For its appearance is my own to me. For their appearance is my own to me.
As they are healed, I am freed. Of guilt or freed from guilt? From guilt. I'm freed from guilt. His appearance is your own to you. Oh. Their appearance. Their appearance is my own to me. Their appearance. What he's saying for how I perceive them is how I will perceive them is how I perceive myself. Okay, so read that from the top in the alternative.
This I will perceive when I decide there is no appearance I want to value instead of what my companions really are. I will let no temptation to prefer a dream allow uncertainty about this to arise. I am not made guilty and afraid when I am tempted by a dream of what they are. But I will not give this temptation the power to replace the changelessness in them in my perception of them. Every false appearance will fade away if I request corrections instead. If I want them to be only what they truly are, then they are free from all pain. Why should I fear to see my true self in them? I only behold myself in what I perceive. As they are healed, I am freed from guilt. For how I perceive them is how I perceive myself.
Okay, so what's he saying? Summary of the paragraph.
Is saying that it's encouraging us to make a committed effort to see our companions, see in the innocence in our companions. If we make mistakes, that doesn't mean that we're guilty. We're just making a mistake in our perceptions, nothing to worry about, just correct, just go back to seeing them as in their real innocence. And in so doing, we will see the essence and innocence of ourselves.
How I perceive them is how I perceive myself. So
yeah,
that's really the key. So I must perceive them correctly in the face often of their, insane, unconscious behavior. They don't necessarily know who they are. So people do various things, and yet my responsibility is still to perceive them correctly. And that's where the letting go comes in. Okay, so I let go of that misperception, although they are behaving this way, seemingly on the level of form. Actually, it's all part of the dream. It's all part of a delusion. They confused. So let me not be confused as well and misperceive them. Let me, let these appearances go and, still perceive the truth in them. Okay. So you want to read the summary?
Yes, appearances can be misleading and subject to change, while reality remains constant and unchanging. If I rely solely on appearances, I am susceptible to deception. Every appearance I perceive as real now will eventually change, making me question its authenticity. True reality transcends any form and remains steadfast. The concept of correction.
Just pause there. So after each one, just have a little summary of that. What's he saying there?
So we're saying that appearances constantly change and go backwards and forwards. And if I believe in their apparent changes, I am being deceived. Because there's only one reality, and that always, because truth always remains steadfast.
Yeah, doesn't change. Any form and remains true reality transcends any form and remains unchangeable. Okay, number 2.
The concept of correction emphasizes that appearances can be altered because they lack the permanence of reality. My perception of reality can be obscured by changing views, but a positive vision can showcase perfection. But a positive vision can showcase perfect health and freedom from limitations. This illustrates that any suffering or loss is not rooted in genuine reality, as reality remains untouched by any earthly or transcendent event.
Yes, and what's he saying there?
It's saying that the miracle will change our perception of appearances. But our perception, but our view, but our understanding of reality can never be changed.
Yeah. It's not affected by anything that happens in this world. You see, the problem is as soon as you make an exception to that, oh, actually, I can be affected by something in this world, you deny reality entirely, don't you, in that moment? This is why you can't make exceptions. Oh, I can feel fear now. I can feel upset by something in the world. In that moment, you've denied all reality of pure formless awareness of perfect love, and you've accepted the reality of the ego instead. Which is why this has to be done without exceptions. If you're going to get back to that original state of pure formless awareness of perfect love, which is our destiny, is our destiny. Okay, so paragraph 3, temptations.
Temptations often arise from the desire to give reality to illusions. There's an inherent danger in deeming certain illusions more compelling than others, which can be a barrier to acknowledging true reality. I've set boundaries for myself, limiting my perceptions and understanding of pure formless awareness.
Yeah. What's he saying in this one?
He's warning us to be careful of making exceptions of allowing certain desires to come in and making exceptions for them.
As soon as I make an exception, then pure formless awareness goes out the window, and I'm back in the ego and the world of form, time, space, duality, separation seems to be real to me. I've set boundaries for myself, so I've limited myself. I've limited myself. Self, my perceptions, and my understanding. Of pure formless awareness of perfect love. Okay, next one, corrections only highlight.
Corrections only highlight the fallacies. Fallacies. Oh yeah. Corrections only highlight the fallacies I've placed between reality and my comprehension. If I believe some appearances are unchangeable, I'm preventing consistent corrections from emerging. My desires and choices play a significant role in receiving and recognizing corrections. When I yield to temptation, I dismiss true reality, becoming entrapped by my selections.
My true reality. Interesting. It seems to like changing the words.
Yeah.
Because the original one was enslaved, entrapped. I'm becoming enslaved by my choices. Yield to temptation. I deny true reality and enslave myself. Myself through my own choices. Okay, do that one. So what's he saying in that one?
You just drop it down a bit, John.
Yeah. You mean up?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's saying that if we believe if we make exceptions, then we are introducing error, and because there are no exceptions, we need to be consistent.
Exactly. Okay. And the next one.
Reality's unwavering nature ensures there's always a correction available to amend fluctuating circumstances, allowing me to perceive situations without fear. I'll only recognize this when I'm open to viewing everything in its perfect form. My true essence is flawless, and by focusing on this, I can see my pure self in others. As I acknowledge this, I solidify my understanding that the constant nature found in others is also present within me.
Yeah. See my true self in others. I acknowledge this. I solidify.
Consolidate.
Yeah, maybe.
Crystallize.
Crystallize. Sharpen my understanding.
Sharpen, yeah. Yeah.
Sharpen my understanding that the constant nature found in others is also present within me. Understanding of the truth that constant reality found in others is also present in me. Ultimately,
Ultimately, my perspective shifts when I no longer prioritize appearances over true essence. I shouldn't fear recognizing my genuine self in others, as doing so not only liberates me from guilt, but also reflects my true nature back to me.
Shouldn't fear recognizing my genuine, my true self, shall we say. In others, as doing so not only liberates me from guilt, but also reflects my true nature back to me. Also, helps me accept this true self. It's mine. And I value appearances over my true essence. Shouldn't fear recognizing my true self in others, as doing so not only liberates me from guilt, but also helps me accept this true self as mine. Okay, so what's he saying in that one?
So he's saying that our what we value will shift over time, and we will be happier and happier to just realize who we really are. And also alongside that, as we recognize the true nature of our companions, that will help us accept our own true nature.
Yeah. As we see others, we see ourselves. Okay, and then just the key message.
If I value anything in the world of form, I am substituting a false belief for the truth of who I really am, as pure formless awareness of perfect love. And as a result, I can never be contented by any form I value. Pure formless awareness of perfect love, by definition, does not know form. And because I am its extension, neither can I truly know it. To think I do is a false belief that needs to be let go of. My true awareness is pure formless awareness of perfect love, which is my source. And so I am changelessly and eternally one with my source.
Your awareness is pure formless awareness of perfect love, which is my source. So I am changelessly and eternally one. My source. I think what I also need to do is, and we just need to say, and all my companions. You are one with me. Let's just leave that, I think. That I actually wrote myself, so
Okay.
thought I'd keep it in. The AI will give a different. So what's he saying in that one? What are we saying in that one?
It's saying that if we attach ourselves to anything in the illusion, it will detract us and serve as a decoy. Well, it will we'll get bound up further in the illusion. So is saying that it's encouraging us to see ourselves as one with our companions and see our innocence in them.
See them correctly. I strengthen my understanding of I perceive them correctly. I strengthen my understanding of who I really am. That's quite a key message in there. Okay, so I have to go in about 20 minutes. Do you want to do a meditation to close this? Or?
No, I've got a couple of things I need to do as well, Jono. So I think it's.
So you want to call it now and go?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's fine. All right, thanks, John. So good session. I think the key message is
thank you.
To let go of your illusions, make no exceptions, and secondly, to perceive your brothers, companions correctly, so that you perceive your own self. You learn who you are. Those are the key takeaways for me out of that section. So
Agree with that.
Yeah, thanks for joining, and I'll see you hopefully on Sunday evening. We're going to start at 7. So join us then if you can, and enjoy the weekend and the rugby if you're gonna.
Yes, I certainly will. I'll watch.
You're gonna watch tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely watch tomorrow. Yeah,
Mm.
I might watch a bit of tonight. Okay, Jono, very good.
As you say, there's no point. All right, thank you. Have a good weekend. Thanks, John. Namaste. All right, so that's a wrap. Thanks to John for joining. We'll call it there and get into the lesson today. So I hope you enjoyed that. Key message, key takeaways are let go of all of your illusions. If you make one exception, then it violates pure forms of oneness of perfect love. Makes the ego real. And secondly, perceive your brothers correctly, your companions correctly as you are, to learn who you really are. So I hope you enjoyed that. And if you'd like to join us, then do that on Sunday. You can register for a Masterclass. There's a link below to do that. You can also subscribe to get a Telegram message with an inspirational quote and a daily course lesson from me every day. There's a link to do that below. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, then do that to get more videos like this. So I hope to see you soon on the inside. Thanks for watching, and namaste, which means the true self in me acknowledges and honors that same true self in you. Peace.